Hello, my name is Dr. Nicholas Furl. I am the director of Furl Lab at Royal Holloway University of London. Our lab is interested in the brain mechanisms that contribute to social decision making and perception. I will be talking about our BIAL-funded project, How Do Brains Encode the Distinctive Movements of Facial Expressions? Face perception has been studied for decades, and these studies have almost invariably used static photographic images as stimuli. Nevertheless, in the real world, faces are always in flux because of facial expressions and so on. These kind of dynamics confuse automated face recognition algorithms, and they should also confuse human visual systems. Why don't they, and how do people solve these problems? We tested a framework, a motion-based face-based framework, whose fundamental claim is that representations of faces in our minds and in our brains are organized according to the dissimilarity of the movements of those faces. We tested this by manipulating the movements of a set of faces, a set of moving faces. We created motion-based face caricatures of expression movements. That is, we exaggerated the distinctiveness of the movements of facial expressions. Even though these faces were artificial and were an animated computerized head model, our behavioral studies showed that people nevertheless perceived them similarly to original emotional expressions. Moreover, we showed these stimuli to participants in an fMRI scanner, and we found that their neural responses were organized according to the motion-based dissimilarity of these stimuli, just as predicted by our motion-based face-based theory. This organization we found also throughout the visual system and in well-known areas known to contribute to face perception, such as the fusiform face area. If you're interested in hearing more about this, please read our 2020 paper in the journal Neural Image, or you could contact me by email, or check out our Twitter account at FURLLAB. This work was supported by the BIAL Foundation. If I could define the BIAL Foundation using one word, that word would be pioneering.